It's only been less than 24 hours. Nice to see you again. Okay, so this is for those who can and who want to do more. You have options in the description below. Pick the one that fits you best. May I suggest a membership program because it is the easiest and most affordable way to support the channel. But understand that by you watching from start to finish, interacting with the video, liking, subscribing, and all that good stuff pushes my algorithm forward and helps me out a ton. So don't minimize the essence of your viewership. Thank you. Okay, so today we have a lot to cover. So, without further ado, for those who are new here, I am Alexee Trevizo, and this is just my point of view. Let's go. Do you remember I used to have this up here? For those who've been here long enough, I used to have the baby with a G-U-N. Well, look, you guys were not watching the videos, and I was like, I worked way too hard for you not to watch. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna toss that to the side and move on. So let me give you a little update, because there were some updates. I just never really bothered to bring it up until I was like, oh, wait a minute, why not? Some people did watch it, but it's not a lot. Let's listen to this, because there's an update.
The family of the first grader who shot his teacher has remained quiet until now.
Does he talk about the incident?
No. He talks a lot more about the day before or the 2 days before than he does about January 6th.
Shortly after the shooting, the family released a statement saying, "Our son suffers from an acute disability and was under a care plan at the school that included his mother or father accompanying him to class every day. The week of the shooting was the first week when we were not in class with him."
What can you tell us specifically about your son's disability?
So he has ADHD. Some are able to have it at a very mild rate, but he's off the wall, doesn't sit still, ever.
And why did the school decide that it was no longer necessary for the family to be in class?
He had started medication and he was meeting his goals academically.
Had your son ever spoken about hurting the teacher, or was there anything any angst that he had against her?
No, he actually really liked her. I will say that week he did come home and he was talking, a lot about how he felt like he was being ignored. So he would come home and, "Mom, I don't think that she was listening to me. I didn't like that." And then actually he ended up getting suspended the next day because he was in class. He was trying to tell her something, and she asked him to go sit back down. He threw his arms up. He said, "Fine." And when he threw his arms up, he knocked her phone out of her hand on accident. And he got suspended for that.
Zwerner did not.
Sorry, the way she makes it seem to be is that her son was being lollipops, rainbows, and bunnies. And you remember at the last part, she's like, he got suspended for that. With attitude, girl, have several seats. Look, it doesn't matter what your son did, my dears. He got a gun and he shot his teacher. Period. By the way, the great-grandfather used January 6th. He was not referring to the insurrection. He was referring to the day of the accident. That's why I was like, oh, wow. Don't use that. Just say the day of, the day of. Doesn't anybody think before they talk? Am I the only one who thinks before they talk? No, I don't. I get in trouble all the time.
Respond to ABC News' request for comment, but in a lawsuit, she says the student slammed the cell phone on the ground so hard that it cracked and shattered. She's now filed a $40 million lawsuit against the Newport News School District and Rich Neck Elementary officials, claiming they ignored multiple warnings about the student's behavior and concerns that he had a gun. According to the suit, the child had a history of random violence and that he attacked students and teachers alike, both in and out of school.
Is that
Yeah, Mom. Oh, he's just calmly ask. Listen, I have an issue when you have parents who really go out of their way to defend something that's indefensible. You're not doing your kids a favor. I get he has mental health. So do we. We all have mental issues. We all a little bit crazy. Do you know what I mean? Part of being a parent is to show the truth. You cannot have things rose-colored. You make giving your kids a disservice because society doesn't give a crap about what you've been through. Really? You think I'm lying? All right.
Description accurate?
Whether it is or it isn't, the school enrolled him in September knowing all of the past behaviors.
The school district released a statement to ABC News saying it cannot release information about a student's educational record. And last month, the district filed to dismiss Werner's suit, arguing her injuries fall under workers' compensation. The gun used in the shooting was legally purchased by Taylor. She says it was kept locked away. Her attorney would not say how the 6-year-old got it.
How did your son access the gun?
Nobody knows.
No one knows. Let me just ask this. And
Yes, of course. Of course. If a 6-year-old shoots you in the hand, who are you going to blame? You'd be like, ow, oh, I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. You're just 6 years old. No, honey. No, honey. Chucky, I see you and your mom and dad in court. I'm emptying your school fund, your retirement. Don't play with me. I don't care if you're 6, 2, 3, or 1. Get out of here with that. Someone is paying for my hand, my mental health, and a new house. Stoops. We live in a world of liability. All of our kids are walking time bombs if they are under 18. That's why you got to keep the leash very close. Yeah, you got to keep that leash close, and you have to discipline. Yeah, Olympia! As we all heard, Sarah Boone is in a pickle. Let's look into what the letter that Mr. Benkowitz have sent to the court. Letter, motion, same difference really. Let's read it. So comes now Frank J. Benkowitz, Esquire, counsel of the defendant in the above styled cause, and hereby requests that this court enter an order permitting court-appointed counsel to withdraw from this case and from further representation of defendant. In support of such motion, the undersigned states to the court as follows. 1. On or about July 11, 2022, the undersigned was court-appointed to represent the defendant in the above-styled cause. All right? Due to irreconcilable differences which have arisen between the undersigned and his client, the undersigned will be unable to effectively and properly continue representing the defendant herein. These first 2 dots, listen, the first one pretty much states when he was appointed. The second dot, Sarah Boone, Frank is tired of you. You are so overbearing. He's like, really? Girl, you want to play with me? I'm not interested. And this is what I say. Sarah Boone, you're not in a position, and to anybody who's a criminal or a defendant, you think you're in a position of power. You are not. You are not. You are at the mercy of the intricate, hidden strings of the court system that we don't understand. Who understands it correctly? Lawyers. So if you want to pop up your chest and be all tough, then you become a lawyer and represent yourself. Yes, Sarah Boone. What's going on upstairs? Anyway. 3. The defendant will not be satisfied with any attorney unless said attorney does not have a caseload and can dedicate his or her time solely to Mrs. Boone's case. Told you. Mr. Benkowitz, he doesn't have all day for you, Sarah. The court is not there for you to be friends and have therapy and just, do cartwheels and dance the samba and the sunset. This is not your playground. This is serious business. These are professionals who will go to work and expect to be paid. These are people who go to work at the courthouse just for work. They go home to their families and have holidays. This is not where they go and twirl their hair and flip and twerk. This is work. Okay? It's not fun for them like you might think it is fun for you. So, as all of you criminals sit there and rot in your jail, just keep that in mind. You're just strangers to us. And we take on the case because we have bills to pay. Okay? So, Let's make it very clear what the relationship is about. I don't need this headache. I'm free. You're not. So, believe it or not, whether you like it or not, you're not in a position of power. You don't get to make demands. My daughter is just blah, 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 blah. She's all into that right now. So all I hear is blah, 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 blah. Oh, Olympia, he's so funny. Anyway. So, number 3, pretty much, Mankiewicz is like, girl, I don't have time for you. 4, the undersigned has been in murder trials over the past 60 days and is presently defending a capital murder case in Lake County, Florida, which absorbs all of his time, including weekends. Mr. Mankiewicz told you, Sarah, I'm busy. I got bills to pay, family to feed, vacation to go to. I'm busy. I am busy. Yeah, criminals. Let me tell you something. If you think you are the only client of the lawyer, then you don't understand how this game works. Unless you are really rich to pay for their time, now have a seat and wait in line. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. This is what I say. I say all the time. Avoid hospitals and avoid the law. It's expensive. Most people cannot afford it like that. All right, let's continue. 5, this is where Mr. Mankiewicz becomes very shady. The best possible avenue is to have the defendant represent herself, as no attorney can satisfy her. Ooh, shade. This is 100% shade. Mr. Mankiewicz is like, look, girl, I'm number 6. The problem is not with me. The problem is with you, okay? And besides, I'm free. You're not. I'm out. Stop me. He can be stopped if the judge wants to. But, in his mind, Mr. Mankiewicz is not into it. But let me tell you something else. Let me tell you why the judge is going to grant this. Sarah, let me tell you why the judge is going to grant this dismissal. You are annoying as hell. These are lawyers and judges. They understand this game better than me and you. And if I wanted to be petty, I would be petty. Look, I'm just a human being, right? If I dealt with someone like Sarah Boone, I'll be 100% petty. If I was Joe, I'd be petty. I'd be like, oh yeah, Sarah, it's all yours. Here's the mic. Yeah, you got it, girl. You got it. I'll be petty as hell. Mark my words. I'm going to put a note to this because she can represent herself. She will not miss the opportunity. She is super frustrated, and that frustration is not making her think properly. And in the process of not thinking properly, she will go ahead and be like, oh, I got this. So, because she's an idiot, she's going to represent herself. Complete idiot. This is going to be a great show. I can't believe this. This is going to be an amazing show. Sarah Boone goes to prison. It's going to be a great show. Oh, I can't wait for her to be hit by the reality stick. Anyway, next criminal. First and foremost, if you're here, thank you so much. That means you are enjoying the content. I'm very glad you're having a good time. I hope you're laughing. My goal is to make you laugh and giggle a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because all these criminals are kind of difficult to digest, and you have to look at it with a little bit of a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? Press like, subscribe, and thank you for your support. I appreciate that 1,000%. Thank you. Okay, this next lunatic is the Kohberger alleged murderer. Listen, there's quite a lot of people who believe he's innocent. And I don't even fault them. It's okay. Now everybody knows this. Knows what, Alistair? I'm the killer. I'm kidding. Please, get away from me. No. Oh my God, what have you done? No, nothing. Listen. Forget everything else. The DNA is the key. But wait, before I tell you more about this, let's listen to this.
Now, and Abby, you listened in on those hearings. Walk us through what happened. Well, Shira, the hearing started late this morning and wrapped up around 6. Kohberger's team hoped the judge would pause court proceedings because of alleged issues with his grand jury indictment. The defense wasn't happy about how jurors were selected. They were concerned questionnaires given to those jurors didn't have important clerical information. Kohberger's team also argued for more access to DNA evidence. They claimed the state has not turned over all the evidence in the case, and that investigators found other DNA at the murder scene they haven't gotten the chance to review. But prosecuting attorney Bill Thompson says they've given the defense all the evidence they have, aside from one lab report they're still waiting on.
Everything else along with all the notes is what there is, and it's been provided to the defense. And if they're hoping that there's something else there, it's not there.
The defense also called several witnesses, most were DNA genealogy experts. As we've previously reported, Kohberger claims he was out driving alone at the time of the killings and that he could not have murdered the 4 students. If he's convicted, Kohberger faces the death penalty. Judge didn't make a decision today about any of the DNA evidence. Again, because of the judge's ruling, Kohberger's trial is scheduled to start on October 2nd. Jury selection is set for the week before. As of right now, the trial will be held in Latah County, but Shira, both sides can ask for the trial to move to a different county if they feel like the jury pool is too small. Remember, they want a fair and impartial jury.
Yeah, and that's something we saw.
Okay, so the Judge John Judge, that's his name, said, no, Kohberger, you're going to go to trial. Well, wait one second. In the little snippet I just made you listen, right? They really, really are harping to find a potential protocol crack in the process of how the DNA was obtained. Now, from the prosecution mouth, he said, I gave them everything except one lab report that we even haven't gotten yet, which means that they was not a protocol mishap, which means this is sticking. Now, to everybody who's like, he's innocent, go to Google, okay? Go to Google and Google how the DNA stuff works, okay? Oh my God. Simple research would honestly answer your questions. Yeah. So, surprise, he's guilty, allegedly. But surprise, he's guilty, allegedly. No, he's not going anywhere. He is going to get a death penalty. He's going to go to death penalty. It's a death penalty. Yeah. I just heard the prosecution says they're giving everything, which means there was no protocol mishaps, which means this is sticking. Sorry, Taylor baby. Miss Taylor baby. Sorry, Miss Taylor and Bryan Kohberger. You are going to die, allegedly. All right, so let's go to... But wait. Kohberger found a way to wiggle and fidget. Let's listen to this.
This morning, as a trial looms with his life on the line, Bryan Kohberger, the man who stands accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students, waiving his right to a speedy trial.
Is that the case that you want to waive your speedy trial rights? Yes.
This time in court, the 28-year-old former PhD student who once stated through his attorney he was eager to be exonerated, now agreeing to waive the prosecution's obligation to bring him to trial within 6 months of his arraignment.
So have you had enough time to discuss this with Ms. Taylor? I have. Is anybody pressuring you to waive your speedy trial rights?
No.
You sure you want to do this?
Absolutely.
Lead defense attorney Ann Taylor set to file yet another flurry of motions, including one to strike the death penalty, claiming Kohberger would have to choose between the right of a speedy trial or...
Miss Taylor baby is throwing motions. She's just like, no! She's like, motion. Miss Taylor baby has several seats. You can motion all you want. DNA is quite sticky. Now, let me explain something to you. The judge said, I love the judge name. Judge John Judge said, I love it. He said, no, we're going to move forward. So Kohberger is like, oh God, okay, well, I'll waive my right to speedy trial. He's trying to delay. What are you delaying for? What are you delaying for? What are you hoping to find? Kohberger supporters and Miss Stella Baby and Kohberger, what are you looking to find? The prosecution sent you everything they got. What are you looking to find? No, you're gonna die, allegedly. Let me show you something. So let me show you some of the stuff people are saying. Okay? Quote, anyone who believes this guy is guilty or acting alone is a fool. All right, I guess I'm a fool. I'm an educated fool, though. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, they do exist. Hello. He's not guilty like they say he is. Okay. I've been following other reports, not the mainstream. Okay. If he's innocent, why not give his alibi and waive his right to a speedy trial? Now that's the smartest comment I've seen in all these idiots. If he's innocent, come on. Come on. If I'm innocent, bring me to court right now. What you got? What you got? And then why not an alibi? A credible alibi. Right? Let me tell you something. If something doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. Here's the best comment of them all. Have the prosecution presented any evidence that is not circumstantial? Where do you find people like that? I have to say, who are you people? Now, honestly, maybe I'm very sheltered. Maybe I'm really sheltered. Maybe I am so sheltered, I can't even comprehend what formulates in people's mind like that. Maybe I don't know the... Okay, let's look at the definition of circumstantial. Circumstantial. You know, maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Pointing indirectly towards someone's guilt, but not conclusively proving it. What? Isn't that what the DNA... That's exactly what the DNA evidence is. I mean, you know, I thought that was me. Maybe I'm the one who's an idiot. Maybe I'm the one who's crazy. Maybe I'm not thinking right. So, this... All right. All right, so people who believe he's innocent, I don't know what to say to you. I'm not going to insult you for the simple fact that I had to be politically correct, but, you know, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Anyway, the next criminal we're going to talk about is the stupid idiot, Alexee Trevizo. You know, she irritates me to even talk about that because not only did she kill, allegedly, her baby, first of all, she birthed it, no epidural, okay? For the love of God, you suffered to push this watermelon out of your needle hole just to throw it out. All that work for nothing. Anyway, yeah. She threw it in the garbage, wrapped it, suffocated it, stamped on it, allegedly, and then walked back to her room like, oh, wow, I don't know what happened, but I'm good to go now. And then she went to the prom, by the way. She went to the prom with the annoying father. Look, they're teenagers. What do you expect? Do you expect teenagers to be parents? They're teenagers. What the hell did you expect? Abstinence does not work, okay? Sorry, point of view. Point of view. No, condoms, on the other hand, work great. Or birth control, they work great. But that's not even the point of the story. The point of the story of this stupid criminal is that she has the audacity not only to sue the police station, sue the hospital, but claim that it's the nurse who killed the baby. What? I don't want to talk too much. Let's listen to what this malpractice attorney has to say.
The defense in this case and the approach that the defendant seems to be taking through her lawyers seems to be both desperate and dangerous. I think its desperation is based on the fact that there's really very little direction that they could take this. This is an adult, the woman, as I recall, is 19 years old,
Yes.
made the conscious decision to dispose of a fetus in a trash can and then cover it over in the bathroom of an emergency room. So you begin with the premise that it is difficult, if not impossible, to exonerate this woman. And apparently the direction the defense is taking is a very dangerous one, because they've apparently chosen to attack everyone else involved in the investigation and try to exclude this woman from any culpability. Specifically, the suggestion that the emergency room physicians are incompetent because they administered excessive amounts of morphine under circumstances which were not a deviation from the standard of care. And then coupled with that, argue that the forensic pathologist who conducted the autopsy, that his testing was what the newspaper describes in his own words as medieval. That to me is a very dangerous approach to the defense in this case, because attacking everyone else and attempting to exonerate a woman whose conduct borders and exceeds outrageous, in my opinion, is an act of desperation beyond many that I've ever seen before.
Obviously, they're claiming that this was a stillbirth. They've
Correct.
taken this route. They're filing, they filed a notice of intent to sue. So they're going a civil route.
Correct.
They're taking this to civil court. But obviously, it looks like this is possibly testing the waters for a defense in the criminal case. Like you kind of lay this groundwork, or you've got this other track you're going on, and trying to put all of this out there. They say on the body camera footage, the charge nurse clearly says she's been lying to us the whole time. She said she didn't have sex. She denied that she could be pregnant. Pregnancy test comes back. She's pregnant. She locks herself in the bathroom, won't let us in. We get the key. It's a bloody mess, blah, blah, blah. I mean,
Right.
It's unbelievable to me that they're trying to say, oh, it was the drugs that killed the baby, and the baby was stillborn. She claims it wasn't crying, or he wasn't crying, yet they find the baby in a trash bag with a knot tied around it.
In the first instance, the autopsy that I understand was conducted found air in the infant's lungs.
Yes.
And assuming that's a correct finding, either something or someone had to prevent that oxygen from being expelled. And the most logical way to prevent the expulsion of oxygen in an infant or in anyone is manual strangulation of closing off the airway. So the suggestion this is a stillborn and yet has oxygen in its lungs, and the claim that 0.19 nanograms of morphine was the causative agent. Keep in mind that a nanogram is 1/1000th of a gram.
Yeah.
This was 1900ths of 1/1000th of a gram of morphine in this infant system. It is absolutely not a deviation from the standard of care in the emergency room to administer morphine to someone who is known to be pregnant. Morphine is used all the time for women who are pregnant in the emergency room setting, where it's monitored for things like extraordinarily back pain.
Yeah.
So the fact that there was a fraction of 1/1000th of a gram of morphine found in this child's system did not kill this child. And I don't think the defense can possibly find a board-certified forensic pathologist who can say this baby was killed by the hospital.
Again, this is where, one Achilles heel of the narcissist is that they think they have the answer. I got news for you. I mean, Alexee Trevizo, everybody thinks she's guilty, but this is for when they're going to watch these tapes later on when she's 50 years old and in jail. Hey, Alexee, hi, you don't know me. I'm probably going to be, how old am I? I'm 38, so I'll be 88 if you see me. Hello. Listen, you're an idiot. I don't know what else to tell you. There's no defense. And the fact that your mom hired a lawyer means she has money to burn. She doesn't have money to burn. This is not wealthy or rich people. Okay? No, it's your mother's trying to save face. the alleged narcissistic mother is trying to be like, oh no, not my daughter. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to show you this. I want to show people that I am smart, that I know what I'm doing, that I got lawyers lined up. Listen, don't play this game if you can't back it up. Lawyers are expensive. Okay? When someone says, I'm going to sue you, you cry because you're like, oh my God, my vacation, my home, my retirement. Lawyers are no joke. So, Alexee Trevizo and your lawyer have several seats. So, we'll follow the case. I don't know if it's going to go through trial. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, Alexee. Poor Rosa. Stupid. Idiots. Dumb. All right. Okay, so if you got to this point, my last talk is where I take off my jacket and talk to you a little bit more. And so thank you for being with me up to this point. So make sure to press like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. It is 1:25 p.m. It's pretty late in terms of my schedule. That's really late. Like the day is over. Anyway, it's pretty over. Yeah, I can't talk for long. I say that a lot more, aren't I? Yeah. Well, because this YouTubing is a third job. It's a full-time job. But also, I am about a few days ahead of content. So today is special because of the Sarah Boone update I got yesterday. So I had to redo stuff. So today is literally, today is Friday the 25th, and it's 1:26 p.m. Hi. Yeah. And I have to edit all this and I have to post it by today. And, and that takes, of course, time. So I can't stick around and talk too long. Because that's time. And time is precious. What else? Let's see. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. No, I'll tell you exactly why. My head is not here. I'll tell you where my head is. My head is at this darn time. It's 1:26 p.m. What did I do today? Almost nothing. I woke up early. I had to have baby duties and, entertain the kid, all that stuff. Fine. By the time Olympia took her nap, it was like maybe 2 hours ago. So 11. Then I went straight, literally, to a client. And I got a client text right now. I'll deal with that later. Straight to a client. And then till 12:15, Then Olympia got up. I giggled, schmiggled with my in-laws, a little phone call laughter. And then I went straight down. I'm recording this right now. I have to go edit. Listen, I haven't worked out yet. I didn't work out. I didn't eat yet. I don't have time to eat. And tomorrow morning, I have to be at, I guess I can tell this story. So my nephew, the son of my oldest brother, is, he is 15. He's 15 years old. He's going to boarding school tomorrow. So tomorrow, his parents are dropping him off in boarding school an hour away from me. And because I'm very involved with all my nieces and nephews, yes, I'm the ever-present uncle who's really annoying and very loud. That's me. So I'm going to be there as well. And we have to be there at the school before 9 a.m. because they have a very strict security protocol. If you're not at the gate, you're not coming in. Goodbye. So we have to be there exactly the time we're supposed to be there. And everybody is accounted for. Tickets, picture. Oh, yes, it's security. Which I agree. Because, I'm sending my kid to your boarding school. I don't want a dead body coming back. You better have my kid alive and well and not pregnant. Children. So I got to do everything I got to do today, and tomorrow is I'm gonna greet my nephew and encourage him and give him words of courage. I'm sure his father, my older brother, he's such a hetero. My older brother is wow, we're so different. My older brother is so different from me. Yeah. It's, but yeah, man, even though I'm strict, I know I'm laissez-faire, laxy-daisy, but I am a strict person. I operate on protocol. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. No, I show up and I'm like, listen to me, Jaden. I can say his name. Listen to me, Jaden. Don't go over there talking to girls. He's a good-looking boy. And he's tall. He's 15. He looks like he's 18. He looks like a grown man. And I had to tell him also because, I had to tell him, I'm like, and he has like the little muscles. I had to speak to him and say, listen to me. You are a baby, but these people either don't know you're a baby. Do you understand? So you have to be very careful how you act because they look at you like a grown person. And, he's a black boy. So I was like, be vigilant, pay attention, watch out who you hang out with. All the stuff that I was told and I did the opposite. Where are we sneaking to? What are we doing tonight? But I have to put that in his head. Anyway, so he's going to boarding school. By the way, he got in there on scholarship. All right? His father, his parents, my brother is not paying a single penny. He got in there on his own merit, academic merit. I was like, yes, my boy. I was praising him till the sun came down and I was blue in the face. Purple. I'm black. Purple. We don't turn blue. And I was like, yes, good job. Good job. And he plays soccer, he's active. He does what kids do, He's still an idiot. He's a kid. But sorry. But on merits, full scholarship. Good job. Good job. So, but he has to maintain, right? He has to maintain a certain GPA. And yeah, I'm going to bring a box of cookies. So he loves cookies. I'm going to surprise him with a big box of cookies and some money. So he's closer to me. So he's like an hour away from me, but 3 hours away from his parents. I said, I'll tell him, you could call me anytime. I'm only an hour away. I will come to you and save you if I have to. You know what I mean? So I gave it the big talk. Studies, education, focus. The girls will come later. They will come later. Focus on your studies. Do the best you can. And don't forget you got a scholarship. You better keep those grades up. Otherwise, Uncle Al Stare will be very upset. Yeah. I scream and shout, by the way. I yell and shout. Yeah. I scold you. I'm like, no, Jaden, that's not how it's done. That's not how you do it. No. I'm like, yeah, it's me. I scream and shout. When I'm serious, I'm serious. Different person when I'm serious. Enough about that. I gotta go. It's 1:33 p.m. I will never get anything done today. I can't do YouTube 24 hours. I can't do that. I cannot do 24 hours of YouTube. No. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.